Cloudcast Media. Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and we are so thrilled to have in the studio with us today Linda Doughty. She is the director of the San Diego and Imperial Counties California Student Opportunity and Access Program, also known as CalSOAP. How you doing, Linda?
I'm great.
Thank you for coming in. How long have you been involved with CalSOAP?
I just had my anniversary, so it's 31 years.
31 years? Does it seem like it's been 31 minutes or 31 decades or something in between?
It's like, really, it's been kind of like 31 seconds. I mean,
is it amazing?
It's amazing.
That's exactly. So the organization was founded in 1979. You've been involved with it, as you mentioned, for 31 years. Talk about the mission of CalSOAP.
Well, the mission of CalSOAP, it's outreach. It's a legislative outreach program. And it comes through the California Student Aid Commission. They're like my parent company. What we do is we serve low-income, first-generation school districts, geographical areas, and schools that have low college-going rates. So
when you work with them, do you work with AVID programs at all?
We work AVID. Yes, we do work with, extensively with AVID students and AVID program. We do.
Yeah, I was on the board for 9 years. And of course, it hits into your wheelhouse. These are, a lot of the students are, of course, first generation going to college and so forth, and come from sometimes pretty tough areas, and they got a great track record and so forth. What, is your background in education? Is it in teaching or just doing great things for kids?
Well, I was one of those people that was very fortunate to decide that their mission and their passion is about teaching. So I'm an educator. I've been one for, I won't talk about how many years, but I've been around before I got to UC.
At least 31, right?
At least 32 years, right?
Okay, right.
And just want to let you know that it's a passion for me.
Well, my daughter is a fourth grade teacher in the Poway Unified School District at Chaparral Elementary, so she would love this interview. I'm going to make sure she listens to it because it's same with her. It's passion. And you hit the nail on the head. Those folks who teach, whatever level they're teaching, it's a passion. Especially what's, a lot of the changes that have been going on since when I was going to school and so forth. Talk about the importance of educational collaboration using the collective impact model. What's that all about?
First of all, I work for a consortium of 24 higher ed partners. So in order for us to function as a unit, a collective unit, we decided that collective impact was a way we needed to go. Because when you have people from different universities, school districts, and other educational entities, those people all have their own mindset about how they want to see pretty much what they want to do.
Right.
But what we do is in the CalSOAP one, we are one united board. That means when you come, you're speaking for your university, but you're coming through the lens of how do we do this as a group? So with collective impact, we're looking at definitely a common agenda. And for us, our common agenda this year happens to be on financial aid. We're concerned very strongly about what's going in the financial aid process, and the numbers are declining, and we don't know. We're trying to understand what the process is. We also are talking about common measures. I mean, you have like 24 people on a board. People tend to measure things differently, or what's important to them, but it may not be important to all of San Diego County, right?
Right.
So we have what's called common measures. We also have to come up with what we call reinforced activities, where we talk about what activities do we collectively as a group support. Because CalSOAP, in order to be a CalSOAP member, or even get money from the state, it's a one-to-one match. So my partners have got to give me something to sustain, right? Whether it's space or personnel or just PR or whatever. Those are the kind of things that we do to get to work on the activities. We also do continuous communication. You'll be hearing a lot about Cal Soap this week. I've heard it on TV a couple times about a big event we're going to talk about later on.
Mhm.
But it's about definitely communication. And finally, someone has to be in charge of all this. And so for my board, Cal Soap Consortium has named our board as the lead entity on some of the definitely college-ready issues.
So, and there are many of them. One of the organizations that I'm very proud to have worked with now since 1997, it's called the Classroom of the Future Foundation,
Mm-hmm.
and housed it sort of as an arm. We're not supported by the County Office of Education, but we work closely with them.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole idea is to help the schools and the students and the teachers
Mm-hmm.
with linking businesses to the classroom, innovative ways of teaching, having kids, certainly focus on going to college, whether they choose to go to or not is up to them,
Mm-hmm.
and then leading to career tracks and all that business. Do you get involved in those types of initiatives?
When we talk about college readiness issues, we are very concerned about students, not only about going to college, but when you go to college, you got to go to college for a reason. And it all leads back to careers.
Which it does.
I don't know. I think sometimes we do good jobs on some things. I'm not sure students today understand that it's not about the money. A career is not about how much money you make. It's about what you're going to love for the rest of your life. And so, yes, we definitely are definitely kind of in the same realm.
Yeah, we're going to get you involved. As a matter of fact, I'm making a mental note of it right now to get you some information on some of our upcoming events. We have a summit coming up in the end of February.
Mm-hmm.
Our organization's been around since 1997, and we work with pretty much all the districts around the county.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee we have the same like folks that are that are doing these things in that area. We are chatting with Linda Doughty. She is the director of Cal Soap. California Student Opportunity and Access Program. I'm Drew Schlosberg. You're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show. We are the nation's longest running community podcast. We're now in our 19th year, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. 6 decades as doing great things for people living in San Diego County. So give me an example of, so for someone to be a member of Cal Soap, so to speak, do you work with districts? You don't work with individual schools. I know you probably work with individual schools within the district, but is it the relationship with the district? How does that work?
To be a member of Cal Soap,
Yeah.
my consortium, down in San Diego and Imperial counties, have decided to work with school districts.
Okay.
We work with 9 school districts between Imperial has 5 because they're tiny, smart school districts, but we have 4 in San Diego, which includes Oceanside, Grossmont, Sweetwater, and San Diego Unified.
Yeah.
And they speak for their schools. We work directly with districts. It's just easier. Schools put too many personnel changes.
100%. And can be at the district level too. So you work with Moises over at Sweetwater?
I do.
He's I know Moses very, very well. In fact, all those guys pretty well. Grossmont's got a new superintendent.
Right.
I know. Yeah. And
I like his stuff. He's doing he's talking about futuristic stuff.
Good.
He's doing Generation Beta. Beta just started this year. But they're forward thinking. I think it's the district that's thinking very forward about what's it going to look like in the next 15 or 20 years for our students?
Well, yeah. And again, that's where there's a great tie-in with Classroom of the Future, because we're always talking about AI. What does AI look like? And you know what? Listen, don't reject AI. It's here. Let's see how we can work with it, correct?
Correct. I believe even some of our programs, we're talking to vendors now about how do we do financial aid? How do we do application workshops? How do we get the word out about college readiness issues to help kids to make sure that they understand what to do?
Yeah. Well, listen, we're going to start the CFF Linda Doughty relationship effective as soon as the show is over here. What universities are you working with? All the big ones in San Diego?
All the big ones in San Diego and Imperial County.
Right.
We have UC San Diego. We have San Diego State. We have CSU San Marcos. Those are our public institutions, 4 years. Then we have all the community colleges in San Diego and Imperial counties, except for, I think, Maricosta is the only one that hasn't. That was out. But anyway. But then we also have educational entities like TRIO programs, like TRIO Alliance, that's represented by WAHUPA,
Right.
which is one of our board members.
They who's the board member?
Bridget.
So she was on my show.
Oh, was she? She's a board member.
Yeah.
And then we also are working with the county offices of ed.
Okay, who you work with?
We're working with Tanya Boulay over there in the county office of ed.
Right.
We're also with the new superintendent. I sit on some of her committees.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
working with Gloria.
Gloria. They're down in Sweetwater.
Right. Oh,
not Sweetwater, but down in Imperial County.
Right.
Working with their county office of ed.
Right, exactly. We come back from break. Talk a little bit about the financial aid, challenges that you would mention, the FAFSA and that aspect of it. And then there's an event you mentioned that's coming up. We'll talk about that when we return with Linda Doughty. She is the director of Cal Soap. I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and listening to another Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. We will be right back.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast. We are now in our 19th year. Honored to have in the studio with us today Linda Doughty, director of the San Diego Imperial County's California Student Opportunity and Access Program, better known as SOAP, just talking about their mission, their outreach, and some of the levels of students that are in low-income elementary, but working with four-year schools, the community colleges, and the districts in our region. Talk about the challenges, if they are, with financial aid in FAFSA and how you get involved.
For over 40 years, financial aid has not changed in the United States. It comes through the Department of Education. Last year, in 2023, there was an overhaul of the financial aid application process. And what happens when you start overhauling something that people who've been doing this, we've had 2 generations of families that have gone through financial aid. And it was kind of a shocker because they changed some of the requirements of financial aid. One of the things that it's supposed to be shorter, so that if you answer a question and you say no, you can move on to the next section, right? However, what happens a lot of times is when it's supposed to be shorter and easier. Sometimes it's not shorter, nor is it easier. It's kind of become more complex. When the Department of Ed rolled it out, it wasn't really ready. I don't believe it was really ready. I think by law, they had to roll it out by December of 2023. And so there was a lot of technical issues. We had students who were complaining that they could not, part one, it's like a 2-parter now. The FAFSA ID used to be something that parents didn't even really need to worry about, but now the parents have to get a FAFSA ID. Yes.
Any reason why?
Federal government. Everybody they want a proof of verification that you are who you are.
Yeah, understand.
So you have parents who've never worked with the FAFSA ID. You also have, and part of this is we were having problems with parents getting through the technical part of the system because the student would have to notify the parent or send a email to the parent to say, I've done my part of my FAFSA ID. Now I need you to do yours. Except some parents' phone numbers weren't working. Technology wasn't working. So it became a problem, right? And then the system just failed in many things. We also had a problem with patching, which means that if you know something is wrong, it's like getting an iPhone or something like that. And it's like issuing you an iPhone, but half of it's not working. So every day or 2 or 3, you would get a notice, this is how you fix it, right? And so with the FAFSA, that seemed to be a continuing saga all the way through last year.
Wow.
They were doing that. So it was kind of interesting.
And did it get resolved?
Well,
it's getting resolved.
It is. I'll put the word getting. I like the progressiveness of what you're using in your term.
Right.
Progressive. They are They know there were issues, but they're still working on it. But they still had to launch it this year. This year, it launched December 1. Last year, it launched December 31st, New Year's Eve. So instead of saying Happy New Year's Eve, you're going Happy FAFSA. So, and now it was out a little bit earlier. However, we're still seeing some technical difficulties,
right.
Not as extreme because the patches are kind of in place, but we're just kind of working with the system.
Right. And so the funding for Cal Soap comes from the federal government?
No, we're state-driven. I love the fact that we are the state of California supports us young people.
Yeah. No, I think that's terrific. And, obviously there's going to be some interesting changes coming pretty soon on this. And hopefully that's not going to have any impact on you at all, Linda. So what event do you have coming up? You said there's an event coming up.
There is an event coming up. It's January 25th.
Yeah.
We're going to host 25 Cash for College events across San Diego and Imperial counties. What that means is it's an opportunity for parents and students to go in hand, because the financial aid process requires that you have to support each other.
Right.
And so this is an opportunity for parents and students to walk in where there are professionals that are going to be available to help you to get you through the financial aid.
So it's going to be on 25 different sites?
25 different sites.
And people can find out about this through your website?
Through our website, and also school districts are cranking it out.
Okay.
We're in Poway, too. We're in Poway. We're in Escondido. We're in Oceanside. Because, Cal Soap, even though the nucleus of what we do is located closer to San Diego proper.
Right.
We feel that we're about the county of San Diego. So it's important that we reach all the way up through Oceanside, all the way down to the borders of Sweetwater, all of Imperial County are trying to get collectively work together to get as many kids through on that particular day.
Right. And so what's the website of Cal Soap where people can see? Is it a long one?
No, it's not. It's calsoapsandiego.org.
Okay. And there they could find about the January 25th event.
The 25th event.
Right.
I know that some of my partners are sending out things for kids that have applied to their campuses, because they know who's kind of applied now.
Right.
Are sending out, please don't forget to do your financial aid. Here's the extra support that you can get.
Right. No, I think that's fantastic. And is there a fee to participate in it?
One thing about being a state-driven initiative, everything is free.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Free. Everything is free. We do not believe that students and parents should pay one dime, because you've already paid once on your taxes, right? Why are you going to pay twice?
Right. No, I think that's a great idea. How many folks do you anticipate will take part of the January 25th?
I'm expecting about 2,500 to about maybe 4,000. Depends on different sites. Different sites are going to host more kids.
Right.
Because I know last year just alone in Sweetwater, because they said instead of having a whole lot of sites, we're going to take one bigger site. Assemblyman Alvarez is leading that initiative.
Okay.
And they're cranking out all the PR. But that one usually holds 300 to 400 alone.
Yeah. No, I think that's terrific. And so how do you measure your success? Is it based on, this has been around for quite a while now. Is it based on how the kids do in college, how they do after college? Do you keep track of the kids that have been part of the program?
One of the things that we do to track, there's a couple of measures we use. First of all, we look at financial aid success, completion school by school. We're the bean counters in schools. We're the ones that's chasing kids down, making sure that they had an opportunity to complete the financial aid. We have programs like Summer Melt that if they don't finish it here, there's a lot of kids that start the process but don't finish the process.
Right.
So we're chasing them down in the summer with counselors and our college readiness coaches and other programs, trying to figure out why didn't you finish.
And what's the main reason? Life?
It's there's a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a parent.
Yeah,
The parent doesn't understand what the process looks like.
Right.
And also at the same time, sometimes it's, I think it's a generational thing. You know, a couple of years ago, the kids were chasing us down to get this done. Now this generation is a little bit different.
They're not doing as much chasing.
Nope.
It's the parents that are doing the chasing.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. There's no question about it. So you got 24 organizations that are part of CalSOAP. Is that correct?
Correct.
And is there opportunities to expand, or that's about as big as it can get?
We expanded 3. We just expanded 3 in 2023,
you just mentioned
right?
Maricosa's not in yet, but they will be.
Yeah, well, it's a matter of just coming back.
100%.
We have all of the higher eds. Everybody who claims they are a higher ed, pretty much, that's doing programs that are similar with our common agenda is in CalSOAP.
Right.
Oceanside reached out to me in 2023.
Right.
And they were not part of CalSOAP. But someone who was in another district decided that they saw what we were doing and wanted it up there. And they petitioned the board, our board, and they were admitted. Yeah,
I mean, I'm trying to see. You mentioned the districts that you have here in San Diego. You got some in Imperial County, but in San Diego County, so you've got Oceanside, you got Sweetwater, you got Grossmont. What was the fourth one?
San Diego Unified.
San Diego Unified.
That's right. A humongous one.
Yeah, well, it's
humongous.
It is huge, right? Exactly. But are there others, if they want to come on board, how many can you take? Can you take Vista? Can you take San Marcos, Fallbrook? You know, or there's just no capacity to do it. I don't know.
I mean, there's always capacity. We just have to think differently. One thing about my board, we've been very creative.
Yeah.
About, we started off with just 5 or 6 people initially at the beginning in 79. But as we do it, I mean, it depends on, the commitment of the person.
Right.
If the district is committed, people are committed, we'd like to talk to them.
Right, exactly. Well, and so the parents who have had their kids go through it, or maybe if their family go through it, they must love this program, do they not?
It's so funny. I always tell my story about, I happen to live in Lemon Grove.
Okay.
And a lot of my kids that are at Lincoln and Morris and those kind of schools,
right.
I'm into shopping. I go to shop for just some bread, for example. I'm in there 2 hours later talking to parents whose students have gone on to college.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Or they're gone, so it's kind of interesting.
Well, I mean, and that's what it's about, and then now do any of the students who had benefited from CalSOAP come back and work?
Yes, we do. We have several students that have come back to work. We have students that are in other outreach programs like TRIO programs who know what the benefit is. They work for us. We have students that are counselors, would-be counselors that are sitting in some of these master's programs that are working for us.
Right. So if someone is listening to this and they go, listen, I want our district to be part of CalSOAP. Do they contact you? They
can contact me directly.
Okay, and just go to Linda Doughty. Just go to CalSOAP and find your name.
Yes, they'll see my name and they can contact me directly.
Yeah, I mean, I look at this. I mean, I can't imagine why you wouldn't want to explore this if you have a kid that fell into that range.
Well, it's a lot of work, though. It's just not coming to a board meeting.
No, I understand.
It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of work.
Well, so Avid's a lot of work. And then you look at the results of Avid, right?
Right. We look at the results of Avid. We look at the results of a lot of programs that are doing well.
Right, exactly. It does take it somewhere. What could we do? What could our listeners do to support you?
Well, I think the listeners need to understand that education is important. I think that's getting lost in translation. Every September, I start hearing these newscasts about people don't want to go to college, things like that. And I think college has a place in our society, and we don't think of college. College is different. It's not like we are, it's about the 4-year anymore. It's about different ways of doing the college thing. Also, I'd like to say too, is that financial aid. Encourage people to come to our events. The one on the 25th is one of many that are going to happen. So tell your neighbor, tell your kids about financial aid. Let's just get it done.
Right. And again, if any questions, go to the CalSoap website. They got a lot of information on it. Linda, nice to see you. Thank you for the great work you're doing. Let's make a agreement here that when you come back in, and you will come back in, can you bring in a family that has benefited from what you folks have done?
Sure.
Consider that done. And we'll send you some dates and have you back in. And then nothing better than to hear the family or the student that has benefited from what you have done for them. And because they're just going to pass it on.
Okay. Thank
Very
you.
good. You bet. Linda Doughty. She is the director of the San Diego Imperial County's California Student Opportunity and Access Program, better known as SOAP. I'm Drew Schlosberg. You've been listening to another edition of Drew Schlossberg's Spotlight on the Community Show. We are the nation's longest running community podcast, now in our 19th year, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. 6 decades of doing great things for people in San Diego County, from food insecurity to literacy to art and everything in between. We hope you enjoyed the interview.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show,
wasn't too bad, was it?
amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.